What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner guitar tutorial for Northern Attitude using my Zager guitar. If you're a total beginner, consider checking out my guitar course, the Groovy Guitar Guide. Learn everything you need to know to play your favorite songs in about 15 minutes for only $15. The first thing you want to know for Northern Attitude is that we're going to be in open D tuning. So your strings will be tuned to D, A, D, F sharp, A, and D. The next thing you want to know for Northern Attitude is we'll need a capo on 1st fret. The next thing you want to know for Northern Attitude is the structure of this song. We're going to start with a verse, then go to pre-chorus, then chorus, then verse, pre-chorus, and chorus again. Then we're going to have a bridge, another chorus, and we'll finish up the song with one last verse. And the last thing you want to know before we dive in is the 3 chords that we need to play this song. Now, all of these chords are variations, and I don't know the exact names of them, but I'm going to walk you through each one. The first one is going to be a D shape, so we'll just have a 2nd fret on the high E string, and everything else is open. Our next shape will be a G shape, and that's going to be 5th fret on the low E, 5th fret on the G, and everything else open. And our last shape is going to be an A shape. We're just going to take this same shape we played for the G and slide it up 2 frets. So 7th fret on low E, 7th fret on the G, everything else open. With all that in mind, let's dive into Northern Attitude. The first thing we're going to take a look at is what we're playing for our verses, which is that super fast picking pattern. Now, this picking pattern is going to be really intimidating to the beginners out there, but it's actually easier than it sounds to play. It's just very fast. So I'd recommend just learning the picking pattern, playing it very slowly until you feel really comfortable and confident, and then working up your speed as you get more comfortable with the picking pattern. With that in mind, let's dive in. So we're going to start here with an open D string, an open G string, and an open B string. And then we're going to do an open hammer onto 2nd on the D string, open G, open B. Then we're going to do a 2nd hammer onto 4th on the D string. And then we're going to do open G, open B. And then we're going to do 4th, pull off to 2nd, pull off to open, all in one motion on the D string. And that whole thing will look about like this together. That's kind of our first half. So we'll go. And that's of course very slowed down, a little closer to full speed. About like that. And then we're on to the second half of this, which will go up to 2nd fret on the A string and hit that. And then open G, open B. And then we're going to go to open D, and then open G. And then we'll repeat that whole thing again. So 2nd on the A, open G, open B, and then open D, and then open G. So slowly again through that. And again, that's way slowed down, a little closer to full speed. That second half will look like. And that picking pattern right there will repeat through all of the verses. Again, this is super fast. The key is to learn this and play it slowly until you feel comfortable building up your speed. So with that in mind, a couple times through that picking pattern very slowly so that you can make sure you have all the right stuff in all the right places will look about like this. And then a couple times through that verse picking pattern for Northern Attitude full speed will look about like this. The next thing you want to know for Northern Attitude is what we're playing for our pre-choruses. This part's a lot easier to play and it's pretty slow, so it'll be a nice change of pace. This whole part just takes place on the A, D, and G strings. What we're going to do is we're going to start by strumming those 3 strings open by themselves. And then we'll place a 2nd fret on the A string and leave the other 2 strings open. Then we'll move up to 4th fret on the A string, other 2 strings still stay open. Then 5th fret on the A string, other 2 strings still stay open. We're just going to do single down strums for each one of those shapes, and that will repeat twice for each pre-chorus. So a couple times through the pre-chorus for Northern Attitude will look about like this. And finally, the last thing you need to know for Northern Attitude is what we're playing for our choruses. And this is where those chord shapes that we learned in the beginning of the lesson come in. So to start with our chord progression, we'll start with the D shape. Then we go to that G shape. Then we go to the A shape. And then back down to the G shape. And that progression will repeat through all of our choruses. And what we're gonna be doing for strum pattern here is really big and really fast. We're gonna strum down, up 8 times very, very quickly for each one of those chords. So with our D chord shape as an example, it'll look about like this. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just about like that repeated for each chord. This is super fun to play. It's a little bit fast, so the beginners might have a little trouble with that strum pattern, but man, it's so fun to play. It's loud and beautiful. So a couple times through that chorus chord progression and strum pattern for Northern Attitude will look about like this. That's everything you need to know to play Northern Attitude on guitar. If this video helped you out, I've got about 1,000 others just like it. You can check out another one of those right here.